Hello, guys. Let me share a very interesting experience. One of our business family, I think, in the last month, they approached me and they asked me for my help in understanding certain aspects of marriage. Actually, this businessman's daughter is getting married to a son of a bigger businessman. For example, if daughter's family is having a business of 500 crores, the business in which this daughter is getting married has a turnover of 2000 crores. So typical bride and groom situation wherein daughter's father, that is this business gentleman, got in touch with me and asked for certain help. Basically, he wanted. This is a very interesting concept. I basically used to do marriage induction. What is marriage and how you can approach the shift, the change, personal change, and the familial changes that are inevitable. So he wanted me to help his daughter, to understand what typically marriage is, what she can expect, but from a professional angle, because she was MBA. His daughter is MBA, so she could understand it very clearly. So what we did was we approached marriage as a merger and acquisition kind of situation. It's just an analogy. Obviously, there are personal emotions and feelings and so many things attached to it. But from marriage perspective, the understanding that it is a long-term engagement. There can be no divorce kind of situations provided we take care of all these aspects. And basically understanding marriages, what the marriage means, what the compromises that can be needs to be made, adjustments needs to be made, understanding each other, the person, the families, because marriage is not between a daughter and a son from a business. It is not a marriage between two people but two families, and both have their own background and I'll not say baggage but background. So the collaborative effort here was to make a daughter understand how she can approach it. Typical traditional marriage is obviously there is a son-in-law, daughter-in-law, then there's father-in-law, then there are multiple family members that from the other side, from the groom side. So these aspects, we typically approach it from an account management perspective and see who are the influencers on the other side, who are decision makers, who are supporters, who are detractors, etc., etc. It was a typical business marriage wherein the objective from both the businesses was to come together, just like typically in history. During Shivaji Maharaj's time, Sardars there used to be a relationship between Sardars. So one daughter of a Sardar gets married to son of some other Sardar from a different region. So it is a collaboration, and they are connected to each other. So in the similar fashion, businesses are also thinking on these lines. An important thing is the parent, the businessman, is approaching this as a merger and acquisition, wherein he needs to handle it very professionally. The detractors, how do we manage them? The supporters, how do we take care of them? The influencers and the decision makers, how do we approach them, etc., etc. The objective is not to scan. Objective is not negative. Objective is absolutely positive. How do I add value to the business? How do I add value to the family that I'm getting into? But it is from a very professional way. Obviously, there will be emotions attached. So the core is all emotions and feelings, based on which we are working on the operational aspects, so that nothing can go wrong. The bride and the groom both know each other and they are very close to each other. But at the same time, considering the effects of two different families coming together and from different backgrounds, different castes, etc., etc. So this was important to understand a typical marriage induction. I thought of sharing this with you because this is a very novel idea that came from a customer. I have been working on this for a long time now, but I started working on it because of the divorce pandemic in typically IT industry. Divorce pandemic is prevalent in our society, and unfortunately it is increasing, but it is propagating at a very fast rate because of lack of understanding of what we exactly can expect from marriage. And there are a lot of options that can be avoided. Then there are a lot of repercussions, consequences that needs to be taken care of. But this is a very initial and innovative idea of getting to know what marriage is, how do we approach it so that it can be a long-term mutually beneficial relationship. So please look at it from a typical long-term mutually beneficial relationship instead of we're looking for ways out immediately just because of some roadblocks and some issues here and there. Those can be managed, and it can be a beautiful relationship that can survive, sustain, and add value not only to your family but also to the society. Thank you very much.